Hey everybody, so we're back at it with the 2015 Mcas. We're going to try to get this open response question done. So let's take a look at it. By the way, if you haven't tried this yet, you should try it on your own. The PDF will be available on the video description. Just click on that, download it, try the problem before you watch this. Okay, so let's take a look. We have a student is approximating the locations of square roots or cube roots of integers on a number line, between which two consecutive integers on the number line is radical 55 located. Show or explain how you got your answer. So I'm going to go ahead and use this paper here. So part A, it's asking us which two consecutive integers is this between. So we know radical 55 is between two perfect squares, right? So it's really about knowing your perfect squares. So I know square root of 1 is 1, radical 1, this is 1, radical 4 is 2, radical 9 is 3, radical 16 is 4, radical 25 is 5, radical 36 is 6, radical 49 is 7, radical 64 is 8, and radical 81 is 9. You can keep going, but we don't need to anymore because we know that radical 55 is in between these two radicals. So it's between these two integers, 7 and 8. Okay? Zoom out a little more. That's part A. Part B. What is the value of radical 55 to the nearest tenth? Show or explain how you got your answer. Okay, so this is going to involve a little bit of fraction work here. So we know it's between radical 49 and radical 64. So here we go, radical 49 and radical 64. And radical 55 is what we're looking for. We want to know it as a fraction. Sorry, as a decimal to the nearest tenth. So we're going to put it as a fraction first, and then we'll be able to estimate it. So what's 64 minus 49? It should be 15. Right? If I was to put this in a number line, right? Radical 49 and radical 64, it'd be 15 spaces between this and this, right? So let's see how far this would be from there. So 55 from 49 is 6 spaces. So it'd be 6 over 15, right? That's how far radical 55. So it's just over a third of the way, right? So radical 55. Yeah, so I mean, it's just over a third, so what, 33? It's going to be roughly 7.33, a little over that, right? Either 7.3 or 7.4. It's going to be one of those two. So let's figure that out. We're going to take 6 over 15 and convert that to a decimal, to the nearest tenth. So 6 divided by 15. We're going to see 15 goes into 6 0 times, goes into 64 times, no remainder. So it's roughly going to be 7.4, because this is 7, this is 8. All right, so 7.4 would be our answer. Okay? All right, part C. The value of radical m, where m is an integer, is located between 11 and 12 on the number line. Okay? What could the value of m be? Okay, m is an integer. So, let's rewrite that here. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to do this. Let's fold it this way. There we go. It's a little better. So it's between 11 and 12. M is between value of m. Okay, the value of radical m is between 11 and 12. Okay. So this is 11. This is 12. As a radical, this is 121. This is 144, 121. Okay, so it's between those two. So radical m. So what could the value of m be? So it's going to be a number between 121 and 144. So it could be anything between those. We could say it's greater than 121 and less than 144. It could be any of those. So you could say 132, something like that, because it's between those two values. Okay. So again, this requires you to know your perfect squares here. In part D, the value of cube root of n, where n is an integer, is also located between 11 and 12 on the number line. Okay, so cube roots. Okay, so this is a little more difficult. So cube root and cube root. This is going to require a little more multiplication here. So the cube root of, I don't know what that is, to be honest. Let's figure out what that is. So it's 11 times 11 times 11. So we know that's 121. So 121 times 11 would be, let's see, 121, 121, 1,331. Does that look right? Yeah, sure. So the cube root of 1,331, and we need to do 12 times 12 times 12 to find out what that is. So we know 12 times 12 times 12, 144 times 12, and you wouldn't have a calculator on this back when this test was given this way. Times 12, what's that going to be? We're going to have 288, and then 144. So 8, 12, carry the 1, 7. Okay, so 1,728. So it'd have to be a number between those two. So it'd be something along these lines. N would be between 1,331 and 1,728. Be any of those values. So I'd say, I don't know, 1,500, just as an example. That's it. So this, the fourth part really requires you to understand the difference between square root and cube root, right? This is a number that you have to multiply by itself 3 times. So for example, just as an example here, the cube root of 8, right, what would that be? That would be 2 times 2 times 2. So the cube root of 8 would be 2, right? Just as an idea. All right, well, hopefully that was helpful. We're almost out of time because the bell's about to ring, but I just want to get to that problem. All right, thanks, guys.